Ah, sometimes you just gotta watch the world burn, and that's okay. Hello world, and welcome back to Minecraft Memoir. This is episode 28. In the last episode, we worked on getting the beginning part of the trestle bridge all figured out and designed. I still think it looks pretty good. In between episodes, I just want to check my sound. In between episodes, I put these little wood beams in on the sloped part of the trestle and promptly ran out of wood. So I also went and harvested a bunch of trees, planted about 2 stacks of saplings, and we have got, oh man, I can't wait until we get sprinting. Uh, got about, what, 10 stacks here? No, 11. Uh, I think there's a little backup here just in case. I think that should be enough. At the very least, that'll be enough to get us finished with the part of the trestle that we've already pretty much constructed. If I run out, I'll just get some more because we are finishing this bridge today for sure. I started a little checklist here just so I can kind of structure how I want to do this. Firstly, I want to finish this sloped part of this trestle. I haven't really designed out how it's going to be, but I've got a good general idea of how it will look. So yeah, let me get on this. So many fence posts. Oh, what? I was not planning that. What just happened? Okay. Oh man, I tell you, playing these older versions just makes me so much more grateful for the quality of life updates in future versions, because building with these fences is so painful. Like it physically hurts me. Um, that being said, this is as far as we got with the sloped part of the trestle. Looks pretty good. Not as much from this profile, but from looking down at it, I think it looks very nice. We added these little support beams here, resting on top of other support beams. Uh, that weird glitch with the fence, I did some researching, and apparently, according to some people on the Minecraft forums, which may or not be truthful, it's something to do with there not being like an adjacent block within 12 blocks of these fence, so they just disappear. You can see like they all disappear in the same line. So really disappointing. Uh, I might do some sort of design that can put a block near them so they'll reappear. Otherwise, we'll just have invisible fence posts for a while. So now, I also need to get rid of a bunch of this dirt, but I'll do that off camera. Now I'm going to get the line stretched all the way to the windmill or house, wherever I want it to end up. I'll just do the planks for now because this is all of the wood I have left over. I really thought I would have like a few stacks. I mean, I do have a few stacks, but I thought I would have like, I don't know, 6 or 7, not 3 and 2 blocks. So, all right, so I'm right here in between the windmill and the house. Just trying to figure out where I want the turn to be. Right here seems like a pretty good spot because it doesn't go into where I plan to build a little amphitheater there. And it's pretty much right in line with the edge with like the little wall for this window. And it doesn't, yeah, it doesn't touch anything with the windmill here. So I think this would be a good spot. I might raise it up and actually have it stop off at the windmill. But I might have to move it over 1 block if I do. So I don't know. I'm still going to play with where I put it. But this is looking like where we will end up. Cool. So I totally just fell while I was working on that. So now I get to test out if I can minecart my way back before my items despawn. Okay, so I've got most of the bridge laid out here. A few design choices that I'm going to do are wherever the bridge runs over land, I've put a little cobblestone foundation here holding the dirt back. Also, anytime the bridge runs over land and is like laying directly on the land, I'm going to replace the wood part of the bridge with gravel. Because in real life, rails that run on land are usually placed on like a loose gravel or, you know, stone mixture. I'm not really sure what you call it. But so from probably here to, I would say, I think I actually marked it out. No, I did not, but probably like right here will be, or here will be gravel. There's a little spot there that'll be gravel. And up here you can already see I've placed some gravel. I've also laid out where the wood supports are going to go. I got everything evenly spaced just the way I want it. There will be 6 empty blocks in between the last pillar and the stone foundations. I haven't built the bridge that goes over like the gaps near your house. Am I unpeaceful? Oh, jeez. I was just watching a YouTube video in the background. I kind of realized I did a lot more building than I thought I would before I recorded the next clip. So I wanted to show you something before it just is magically all finished. So we've got some gravel here as well. Goes up by 2s, so that's a 30-degree slope. Yeah, so we haven't built this bridge part here, nor have we built that bridge over there. I still want to figure out the spacing for the wood supports at the bottom before I build any bridge bits. I'm also trying to determine whether or not I want to have the bridge above the like land here by 1 block or not. So I'll try either and just pick which one looks best. Man, I just keep running out of wood here. I just planted almost 3 stacks of saplings, so hopefully this should be the last wood gathering, or at least wood planting and later wood gathering trip of this build. Same, little guy. I don't know why, it will not finish burning, so I'm just gonna leave it, see how long it'll stay. Did the final harvest, got, I think, 19 stacks of wood. There's a bunch in the chest over there, but I didn't want to carry all of it, so let's get back to it. So here's how we're looking on this section. I started establishing some build rules. I usually do that when I do a long build for a while. Like I did that over on the stone part of the viaduct, where as I'm doing things that require similar themes, I start establishing like, okay, this has to be this many blocks, this has to be this many, and so on. So you can kind of see that here. Like it goes 3 blocks over, and then it goes up, and then 3 blocks over of empty space, and then there's 3 blocks of empty space there, and so on. And that sort of worked, but now I'm hitting a point where I have to mesh something that has its own build rules with something else that has its own build rules. I also established to myself that the empty space between the little stone foundation and the first wood support would be 6 blocks, and it is on the bridge up here as well, but I wanted this gravel bit to be a 30-degree step up and then over 2, but with the way I've constructed it, which I like the height that it's at, actually the height is also another build rule, gonna have to think, like this block should actually be up 1, so it should be more like that, and then it can go down 1. So that being the case, I'm going to have to adjust the slope here. which is a bit unfortunate because I was actually planning on putting a little booster midway through if I was able to find slight flat space here. Because you need like more than just 2 blocks for a booster. It's got to be like 5, I think. So, but here's how it's looking. Coming along nicely. I'm also having to build up the landscape over here. I think I'm done with building up, at least for this bit. I'm definitely going to have to do it further down over there. But here's how this bit looks. Not too shabby. I only built it up like 4 or 5 blocks. And I think it looks pretty good, pretty natural. You wouldn't be able to tell too much that I did this. I'm just realizing now, because I had to keep running back and forth, and I jumped down to this little tunnel that's been here. Just realizing now, this would have been the perfect place to run the rail line through. It's a very nice, oh, there's a word for it, where it like kind of narrows your vision, and then as you walk through, it widens out, gives you a good view. But I'm cool with where we're putting the bridge now, and that just means we can use this for another cool future build. Not that I have any idea what I could put in here, but something, I'm sure. So, also been brainstorming for this bit here. I think we're gonna deviate from the build rules I've been setting for most of this wood part. I want to change up the wood supports, maybe make them a little more arched, because this is a large and very tall open area. It's going to have to span from there to there. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I'll design that after I finish getting everything all set over here. I forgot to mention before I keep building here. So I put the foundation here. I was thinking I'd build up all this land here and then have it like right there, and just keep this bit gravel. But I think it would be kind of cool if we have this part of the bridge on this little slope, and I kind of accentuate the slope more so it's a bit sharper. Since in here, it's pretty much all hollow, because I'm lazy and don't want to get too many resources. I was thinking in the future we might be able to put something in there. That'd be much later on down the line, but it could be like a little hobbit hole, or, you know, maybe the troll under our bridge lives there. But a very nice troll, and, you know, it's a very nice house. All right. So I'm gonna have to take a little break here for the night. It's getting kind of late. Actually, it's not really all that late. It's only 12:45, which I guess is late for some people, but I usually go to bed at around this time. I'm very tired though. I probably mentioned I'm a junior in college right now, and taking some hard classes, man. This semester's kicking my butt. So I've had to put in extra hours studying, taking notes, reading, all of that. So I am just drained at the end of the day. But I figured I'd show you the progress I have so far. This isn't the end of the video, of course. I think we're only like, what, 16, 17 minutes in. You know, you got a whole like half a video left, but I just want to show the progress for now and tell you what I did, because I did a bit from the last clip. So I got in all of the gravel patches where the bridge touches land. You can see here in the middle of these patches, there's cobblestone. I don't remember if I've mentioned this already, but the idea is train tracks, when they're on land, usually like slope a bit. So they're not perfectly flat, they usually kind of curve, you know? I didn't want to build that middle block, so I'm just going to leave it flat. Instead, though, so those are built sloped like that, so that rain, you know, runs off and it doesn't build up on the track. I don't know why I'm gesturing over here. Like I actually have a track here I could reference. But it's so that the rain, runs off. It doesn't pool on the track. Um, so when things flow in a road, oftentimes the particles that are larger will stay in the middle or the higher points, and the smaller particles will run down. So since cobblestone is large particles as opposed to gravel, which is like teeny tiny ones, uh, it would make sense to have larger particles in the middle because that's the high points. You can see I actually like put a little gravel there. I'll probably dress up the other places like that. This is the only spot that I make it look like it's running down. But I think it's a nice touch. Even if it doesn't come across, I think it's nice. So I did that on pretty much all the spots. Actually, not pretty much. I did on all the spots that it touches land, up until where I built up the land over there. I didn't build that last span that goes, from the gap from the windmill to the house yet. That is a whole design and build process that's different from this, so I'm not gonna bother tonight. I do not have the mental energy. I also built up a little stone wall here. When I rebuilt this bit of the bridge, it went high enough that it didn't really make sense to try to build up this here. So logically there'd be a little stone wall here to hold all the dirt, and all the vibrating trains running by would definitely knock particulate down, unless you had something holding it back. So right here I have a bit of a flat space, and I'll put the booster here. I need 5 blocks for it, so that should give me enough. I think it'll look pretty good. I'll have to knock down that wall actually though, because I need to widen it out one for the booster track. But whatever. And this is looking pretty good too. I don't think I changed anything from it, but I still think it looks pretty good. And then up here, I also just put in the gravel. So yeah, after this, I'll probably work on the bridge bit here, this final stretch, and then I need to put some boosters in, stopping points for the tracks, and then lighting on the track. And then that should be it. Maybe some chests for minecart storage. So I'm getting the boosters installed here, and I'm already seeing a bit of a design flaw. If the boosters aren't covered, animals are going to be able to jump in, and they won't be able to get out, I don't think. I think he's actually... Oh. What? Okay, yeah, so I'm going to have to cover this or put a fence around it or something to keep these guys from getting in. All right, so I got the last of the boosters installed, hopefully the last. I rode the track from the viaduct all the way here, and it worked out pretty well. The real challenge will be getting back, going up that big slope. You'll see what I did over there to try to combat that. Haven't really designed anything here. I think that wood bit there will be the top of the little arch that this bridge part makes. And that wood is on the same Y level we're standing at. So, or now that we're standing at 94.62, which is actually 93. And I think that bit is at 98. So it goes up 5. I tried to do things in odd numbers. So I figured we'll write it back together and I'll point out some design features. I don't think the boosters are finalized in their design. This one worked pretty well. I think it looks nice. I don't think they're finalized. I've got like stone slabs and cobblestone kind of mixed together, which is okay, but I feel like there's a better way to make it cohesive. I also need to, like I said earlier, add fences around so animals don't get in, or add structures. After this booster here, we're actually in a long stretch without one. I was thinking of putting one here, but I wanted to do as few boosters as I could because they do kind of mess up your view. You know, you dip down, then dip back up. But it seems to be okay, at least on the way towards the windmill. And I put a booster here. I'll come back down and show you it a little better. But here's the real test. Wow, we are not losing speed. Okay. That worked really well. Let me just... Okay. Right, okay. But that worked really well. These boosters are a lot more powerful than I thought they are. I think the minecarts just don't go as fast as I assumed they would. Maybe they go faster in future versions, but they don't lose momentum very quickly. So I'm pleasantly surprised. I could probably remove every other booster from the top of the viaduct here, and it'd be okay. Let me see if I can not fall through. Yeah, nice. Okay, so this is the booster here. I think this one looks really nice. I wanted to add a few design elements that were different because this is like on the actual bridge. So you can see the wood parts, like the little beams that pop out here that these fences support. I widened it one extra right there, and then I made two more wood beams here. I just figured it would look nicer. They kind of were hidden and low, those ones there. So it kind of accentuates that, pops out a little more. And since there was a little more extra space, and since that one pops out one more, I decided I would put these little, like lampposts here. I'm thinking at some point we might want to go to the Nether and get some glowstone, because I don't really love the torch and wool, but it's pretty good for now. I really like how this came out. I probably won't change this one, but the other ones, let me see if I can ride my way over. I'm really enjoying using these. Try again. Okay. I've lost way too many minecarts while doing this. Or not lost, but just they shoot off ahead and I can't catch up. I kind of like this stretch without a booster here. So you can kind of just observe the landscape. It feels like it slows down around here, but it's not too bad. Let's see if I can... Yeah, okay. So this is sort of... It's the working design for these boosters. I might redesign them in the future. I decided that on the... Actually, I didn't even follow the design I was just about to tell you about. And on all the other ones, it follows this. But where the minecart rests and where the little loop part of the track goes, I put those on stone slabs. I think that looks good. I don't know why. Like, there's no real life counterpart, I don't think. But I think it looks good. Only thing is that I made these bits cobblestone. And it is a little jarring. So I might just make it completely stone or completely cobble. Or maybe I'll change it to wood. I could do logs in there. I don't know. But yeah, so now I'm gonna pretty everything up. Either A, I'll find the motivation to like actually finish all the fences and, you know, maybe I'll redesign these and surround them so animals can't get in, or I'll start working on that over there. It's really just what I'm feeling. So this clip is a few days after the last one, and I kind of lost that like groove I was in with building, but I've spent the last hour and a half designing the last span we need to make, and I just didn't like look up any reference photos, and so I finally did, and I realized you can't really make such a tall curved bridge out of wood. And since we want this bridge to be made out of wood, I pretty much need to completely redesign this, which kind of sucks. But I do have a good idea of what I'll be replacing it with. So, live and you learn. Oh my god, you guys. This took so long. It is like 4 days since the clip where I decided that I was going to start working on this. Oh my god, this took so long. But here we are, finally. Uh, I went through so many prototypes. I redesigned and redesigned and redesigned this bridge. I'm still not even done with it. I mean, there's little accents with fences that I still need to put on, and I'm thinking I'll put some stuff in between on these little plank bits. But for now, the bridge is done. Oh my god. I am so happy. Uh, the whole track isn't done. After this bit of the bridge, there's still the little last bit getting into our house. But let me quick ride over it. Just make sure I can. And then I'll kind of explain some of the features. Oh, beautiful. Okay, okay. Well, one of the features, I had to build up some of the landscape here. Where I initially had it, I had the foundation a few blocks back that way, but I wanted it to be 75 blocks from one foundation to the other. Actually, it's 77. It's 75 blocks, excluding the cobblestone foundation blocks. So I had to build this forward a bit, which means it's completely hollow, because again, I am stingy with the resources, which is fine. Um, so we need to just bring this over here. Now, I have a bit of an idea how we'll do this. I'm not sure where we'll make it turn or connect or anything, but I was thinking our house is like super empty. You've seen it. I've seen it. It's empty. There's nothing inside this house. So we could use one of the empty spaces in our house to serve as the like minecart drop-off point. And I think a good spot to do that would be right here, because it's 5 blocks wide, so I could have a channel here for coming in and a channel here for going out. So I think that's what we'll do, but that means I need to make it turn and then turn back. So that is for the future. It feels like it's been a really long time since I've been in the chest room here, or really in the base at all, since we've been spending so much time working on the viaduct and bridge. But it is soon coming to an end. I think, I want to say I'll finish it in the end of this video, but we're already running on like 28 minutes. So it might have to be finished next video. But I can at least tell you what we need to do is go this way, turn, and go that way. And most of this part of the hill is pretty much empty, so I can do whatever I want there. Okay, yeah, so I just checked the recording time. We're pretty much at the end of the video here, but I figured right at the end, I'll kind of explain the design themes for this thing. So like I said, I redesigned this a million times. I tried building it the way I would build a stone bridge, which has a lot of curves and, you know, rounded bits, but you can't really feasibly do that with wood. Like IRL, you can't really have curves in a wood bridge. You can to a degree, but for structural support, the wood really needs to be straight. So I had to redesign it completely. And like this top layer was a nice curve, but now it's like this terraced thing. And I had to do a bunch of Google searching, but I think it looks pretty good. I want to do some cross bracing with some fence, and I think that should be it. In the future, we might run some rails on these little plank middle bits. I don't know where or why, but we might. So stay tuned for that. I'm not sure what we'll do in the next video. We'll finish up this for sure, and then finally we'll start getting work on another project. I was thinking we might do something like mob farm related. I'm not sure how that works in these older versions, so I'll take a look in between now and then. And I'll let you know how that goes. It's been a while since I've ended a video in here, but thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.